Author, preacher, and founder of Kenneth Copeland Ministries, Kenneth Copeland has amassed a tremendous fortune through the global dissemination of his faith-based teachings. His fascinating and complex rise to fame began with a musical career and ended with a lifelong commitment to faith. Ministry in the Relative Faith originated in Leck, Texas, on December 6, 1936. Before becoming famous as a televangelist, Kenneth Copeland's early life displayed indications of a musical talent. During the 1950s, Copeland ventured into the entertainment industry and became known as a recording artist. His single, "Promise of Love," had moderate success. At the time, the song was well received. It even cracked the top 40 on Billboard, which gave Copeland a taste of fame. After becoming a born-again Christian in 1962, Copeland refocused his life's priorities and realized he had a purpose beyond music. Following Jesus Christ's teachings on faith, healing, and prosperity became Copeland's life's work. The foundation for one of the most influential ministries in the world was laid by his early dedication to studying the Word. With its roots in Fort Worth, Texas, KCM has blossomed into a multifaceted organization that disseminates its message through television, conferences, books, and a robust outreach program, impacting millions of people around the world with its teachings on faith, prosperity, and divine healing. Church the Word of Faith doctrine, which Kenneth Copeland uses to teach the principles of faith, prosperity, and divine health, is central to his ministry. Through this platform, he was able to connect with diverse audiences all over the world. A person's faith has the ability to transform their life in significant ways, including their financial situation. Through Believer's Voice of Victor, Kenneth Copeland's message has been able to reach millions of homes across the globe, regardless of their location or time zone. It has evolved into a venue where believers can gain insight into how their faith plays out in their everyday lives and listen to the stories of individuals who have been transformed by KCM. Believers gather for worship, prayer, and intense Bible study at the massive conferences and outreach programs hosted by the ministries. People travel from all over the globe to attend the Believers Convention every year, where they can enjoy several days of spiritual instruction and fellowship. Faith-based outreach programs are another way KCM helps those in need. Ministry's dedication to living out faith beyond his congregation and television audience, Kenneth Copeland's teachings have influenced the faith of many believers in the prosperity gospel and the Word of Faith movement through his books, audio recordings, and emphasis on helping others, all in line with his belief that faith should not only be a personal experience, but also a force for good in the community. Across the world, sharing his message of hope, recovery, and achievement with a wide variety of people. People's perspectives on the role of faith in accomplishing goals have been transformed by KCM. Countless people have been encouraged to grow in their faith and persevere by Copeland's teachings on the importance of positive confession, the power of belief, and planting financial seeds into the church. Faith, charisma, and dogged devotion propelled Kenneth Copeland to stardom as he became a leading voice in the prosperity gospel movement. Millions have been moved by his teachings over the years, which have given them faith in the life-changing potential of positive confession and faith. Material prosperity and physical health, an idea that has informed his work as a minister and his partnerships with other famous televangelists. To be rich, healthy, and successful according to the Christian doctrine known as the prosperity gospel, one must have faith, think positively, and give generously. His teachings on financial success, health, and the power of the tongue reflect a biblical understanding of Proverbs 18:21, which says that one's words have the power to create reality. Affirming one's health, riches, and success is an example of a declaration of faith that Copeland says helps believers align with God's will and activate spiritual principles to make those things happen. The world's largest fan base. By stressing the idea that faith can lead to tangible outcomes, his teachings particularly speak to those who are looking for hope, inspiration, and practical steps to improve their lives. Those seeking a sure path through life's storms will find it in Copeland's teachings, and those who share his emphasis on the prosperity gospel will find common ground with him. Their destinies and how they can open the door to divine blessings in their lives through faith and generosity. Having formed partnerships with several of the most famous names in televangelism, Kenneth Copeland's impact goes well beyond his own ministry. Joint events and conferences have frequently resulted from these partnerships. Kenneth Copeland has promoted a unified message that encourages believers to pursue success through faith by collaborating with notable figures such as Crillo Dollar, Jesse Duplantis, and Benny Hinn. This has allowed him to reach diverse audiences. Confront their religion, highlighting the practical relevance of biblical teachings to current events. Many have moved their attention from spiritual salvation to material success and health, thanks to Copeland's message. Innumerable people have been encouraged to discover the limits of their faith through his ministry. Not everything that has happened in Kenneth Copeland's career as a well-known televangelist and advocate of the prosperity gospel has been smooth sailing. As a religious leader, he has endured much public scrutiny and criticism, including claims regarding his teachings on wealth and investigations into his ministry. Kenneth Copeland's detractors claim that his teachings inspire generosity, while proponents of his teachings claim that he takes advantage of his followers financially. There are ethical concerns about the pressure it puts on vulnerable individuals to donate money to the church beyond their means in the hopes of receiving blessings, particularly if they are already struggling financially. The criticism grew worse as details of Copeland's lavish lifestyle, including his many private planes and mansion, came to light. Some have raised doubts about the effectiveness of Kenneth Copeland's prosperity gospel, pointing out the disparity between his extravagant lifestyle and the modest means of his supporters. Copeland was one of 6 well-known televangelists whose ministries were investigated in 2007 by U.S. Senator Chuck Grassley, who wanted to know if they were being transparent with church funds. Utilizing tax-exempt status and contributions to fund extravagant lifestyles, expenditures that appear to extend beyond conventional church activities, such as private jets and luxury properties, were the primary targets of the investigation into Kenneth Copeland's ministry. Due to Copeland and his men's lack of cooperation, the investigation was unable to reach a conclusion. His so-called seed faith doctrine has drawn criticism for appealing to believers' expectations of miraculous financial breakthroughs and miracles. This doctrine posits that monetary donations to the church will multiply and ultimately return to the giver as blessings. Suggestions made by those who followed him. Many believe that the Christian teachings on humility and modesty are at odds with the extravagant lifestyle that many people lead today, complete with private planes, multiple mansions, and expensive cars. The financial hardships endured by many of Copeland's adherents, in contrast to his own lavish lifestyle, Kenneth Copeland has always maintained that his ministry's wealth is a reflection of his faith, and has defended his teachings and financial practices with conviction. God's favor demonstrating the practical application of his faith-based principles. According to Copeland, all believers who put their faith in God and obey his teachings will be blessed. The use of private jets, he says, is essential for the worldwide operations of his ministry. Despite the hardships he has endured, Kenneth Copeland maintains that private planes are necessary for the gospel to reach more people. His detractors have pointed out this, but he continues to use it as an excuse for his way of life. In spite of his reputation as a man of unfaltering faith and an advocate of the prosperity gospel, Copeland has encountered substantial personal obstacles, such as the death of loved ones and the fight to preserve his honor in the face of persistent controversy. His fortitude and dedication to his spiritual calling have been put to the test by these challenges, the most significant and long-lasting of which Belief in Kenneth Copeland rekindled his love life in 1963 with his marriage to Gloria Copeland, overcoming the pain of his first marriage's dissolution. His lifelong companion and an integral part of his ministry, Gloria has been by his side throughout. In 1967, they established Kenneth Copeland Ministries, KCM, and the organization has grown thanks to their shared vision. In stark contrast to the early anguish of his first unsuccessful marriage, the union of Ken and Gloria Copeland came to represent perseverance and faith